I think what some fail to understand is that we are under a constant attack, considered as a war that's an ongoing occurrence that has been ongoing ever since we entered this physical realm. And while we're sleeping or while we're awake, we are being bombarded with media and other types of information that are meant for us to question ourselves, to deny any truth, to have us doubt anything that we could potentially come up with that would be against what we would consider the norm. Thinking out of the box is not going to be supported in our society. Going along with the whole situation, just doing your job, going to work, coming home, doing what you need to do, turn around and do it again the next day and the next week, the next month, the next year, the next decade. Continuing to feed the system, feed the machine. That's what we're here for. We're here to be cogs in the machine, to keep feeding it over and over and not question anything. And then when we begin to look outside of this small spectrum, the small box that we're in, then you'll discover that people don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk to you about it because they're not going to take an interest in it, because they're already overwhelmed with everything that's going on. The overwhelming process, their overwhelming life, their goals, their wants, their desires, their needs, their hopes, their wishes, that all clogs up their mind on a constant basis, because everybody's got goals. Everybody wants to do something. Everybody's always got a full schedule. And if they don't have a full schedule, then most likely they're depressed and they're thinking about what they should be doing instead of what's going on. People don't want to look inside because they feel that there's something dark about it. They wouldn't know what to look for. No, you don't know what to look for. I guess you figure it out. But it's not just looking inside. It's trying to figure out what's going on. But if you get onto that path, get down that rabbit hole that everybody talks about, then you go 50,000 different directions. And the whole process of being overwhelmed begins again. That path itself is meant to keep you looking and searching for lifetimes with absolutely no answers, because there isn't answers at the end of the rainbow. There aren't any answers there. That's not where the answers are. The answers are somewhere along the way that you find. And it might not be just what you're looking for. Might be a little piece. But then you get to realize, really, is it about answers? It's about understanding, really. Understanding what's really going on. You're not going to know everything. There's no way. Nobody's going to know everything about everything. And why would you need to? It's easy to tell that you're in a position where you're being used. You're in a constant battle. You know that. You can keep questioning it all day long. Well, it could be this, it could be this. You can question taking back your power. Well, I can question this and question. You can question everything. And you can question until the end of your existence. And where's that going to get you? There's always going to be questions. I finally got to the point where I realized if I don't fucking jump in with both feet and start acting on it, if I don't practice the solution, I'm not going to get anywhere. And a lot of times I'll be asked, well, if I do this, try it. It doesn't cost you anything. Maybe some time. Try it. If you don't like it, don't do it. But me giving you answers about it is not going to satisfy your quest for information. No answer I give you is going to satisfy that. No answer anybody gives you is going to satisfy that. And maybe no answer you get for yourself is going to satisfy that. You have to apply yourself in that. You see something, you question it, you go into it. You don't ask 1,000 people because your answers are not going to come from them. Get into it. Both feet. That's where you are going to build your experience. And if you're not fighting, if you're not battling for yourself and your own independence, then it really doesn't matter what questions you ask, because if you're not trying to help us all save each one of ourselves, because you're working for yourself, but it's also helping me. I'm working for myself, but it's also helping you. Work for yourself and work on your own. Don't worry about groups, because groups get infiltrated. If you're working alone on your own, nobody can infiltrate that. Nobody can change that, because you're an independent entity working on your own. That's what it's all about. It's about you working on your own. And by putting in the time, you are helping yourself. You are moving along your path. You are teaching yourself. And as we all move along that path and we work towards that goal and we fight for ourselves, we're helping all of us out. We're not trying to do that, but it works that way. And when I say all of us, all the ones who want to get the hell out of here. But if you don't take the system down, then it's going to keep steamrolling everybody over.